I'm sorry I don't have a video for you on Nordic hamstring curls, but basically you want to be on your knees and have somebody holding your feet, or if you have something that you can prop your feet up underneath, like a couch or a bed, without them kind of coming up too much, that would be great. But ideally, have someone hold your feet, and you're gonna kind of keep everything straight from the top of your head down through your knees, and you're gonna slowly lower your upper body down to the ground as slowly as you can until you can't control it anymore. And then you're going to come back up. You can push yourself back up if you need to, but try to use your hamstrings to pull yourself back up.
Put your upper back on a chair, bench, or couch and walk your feet out so your back is flat. Keeping your back on the chair the whole time, drop your hips and explode up into a hop. You can do this with 2 legs or 1 leg if you'd like an added challenge. You should feel this in your hamstrings. Step back into a reverse lunge. Step straight up onto a sturdy chair, bench, or ice chest and explode up into a hop. As you step back down, step straight back into a reverse lunge. Make sure whatever you're stepping up on isn't going to break or move. Take a step out into a lateral lunge. Whichever leg you step out with is the leg that's going to bend. Push your hips straight back like you're sitting in a chair. Your knees and toes should be facing straight ahead of you. Then take a step back into a curtsy lunge. Reach back behind you and towards the leg you're standing on. Keep your chest up and drop your back knee to the ground like you're curtsying to the queen. Then go straight into a lateral lunge and back into a curtsy lunge. Imagine there's a line straight in front of you, and I want you to stand on one leg and hop forwards and backwards over this line. Now you're going to imagine there's a line straight in front of you, and you're going to hop on one leg side to side over this line. Now you're going to imagine that there's a cross in front of you, and you're going to stand on one leg and hop in the shape of a box to the right and to the left, so 1 foot in each box. Now you're going to make Z's. So you're going to hop over diagonal, over diagonal, over diagonal, over diagonal, over diagonal, over diagonal. Do each of these exercises for 30 seconds straight, no rest in between. Straight leg kick-ups, keep your legs straight and drive your heels straight up towards the sky. Bent knee kick-ups, just bend your knee and drive your heel straight up towards the sky. Try to keep your back flat, don't let your back arch for any of these. Fire hydrants, you're going to lift your leg kind of up and back like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Again, back is flat, pelvis is as still as it can be. Then you're going to make forward circles. Again, trying to keep your torso and your pelvis still, and backward circles. 30 seconds each, no rest in between. Sit on your butt with your feet straight out in front of you, and you're going to keep your back as flat as you can get it, as straight as you can get it, so sit up nice and tall and lift one leg up at a time. You're going to get into a tall plank position, and you're going to lift your opposite arm and your opposite leg up off the floor at the same time. Hold for a second and then come back down. These are kind of tricky, so don't be discouraged if you have a hard time. The more you do them, the better you'll get at them. Try not to let your butt lift up into the air, and try to keep your back flat. This is a great stretch if you have tight hips. So you're going to sit crisscross applesauce and then bring your top leg on top of the other leg. So kind of sit in like a meditative stance. You should feel a big stretch in the side of your hip here. Chances are your top knee is going to be super bent and up, and that's okay. I have pretty flexible hips, so I can get into this position no problem, but a lot of you will end up with that top knee up, and that's okay. You should still feel a stretch. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Get on your hands and knees and reach one leg out to the side, and then you're going to rock back kind of like you're in a child's pose position, and you should feel a big stretch in your inner thigh when you do these. The stretch is especially important for soccer players or water polo players, anyone who tends to strain their groin or their adductors a lot. The stretch will be helpful for you. QL stands for quadratus lumborum, which is a muscle in your back. Get into a figure 4 position on the floor and reach the arm on the same side as the straight leg out towards the inside of that leg, and reach the other arm up and over. You should feel a stretch on the same side of your lower back as the arm reaching up and over. You can reach more across your body if you want a little bit of a different stretch. You'll need a chair or a bench or an ice chest or a couch or a bed for this stretch, but you're going to put your foot up on the chair, hinge forward at the hips. Don't open your hips out to the side. Try to keep your hips facing straight forward and kind of lean forward. You should feel a big stretch in your hamstring. This is my favorite stretch in the whole world. So you're going to lay on your back, bring your opposite heel to your opposite hip and your opposite knee to your opposite shoulder, and crank that knee towards your shoulder. So you're going to grab your ankle and bring your heel towards the opposite hip and your knee towards your opposite shoulder, and crank that heel towards your hip and bring your knee towards your shoulder. You should feel a big stretch in your butt. And this is another option. This is a figure 4 glute stretch. So you're going to bend your knee across your other knee and then bring your knee to your chest. And you should also feel a stretch here. I like the other option better, but some people like this as well. Start on your hands and knees and then walk your knees kind of out to the side and then go down to your elbows. You can rock back here to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, but you should feel this in your groin, inner thigh, adductors.